sharing your insight as a China strategist. Thank you very much. Now we move on. Ukrainian forces have struck a key diesel pumping station in western Russia's Bryansk region. The facility near the village of Natopovichi and about 30 miles from the Ukraine border supplies fuel mainly to Russian troops. The attack was a coordinated effort by Ukraine's missile, drone, special operations and security forces overnight. Ukrainian officials say a large fire broke out, but the full damage is still being assessed. This strike follows a series of Ukrainian attacks on Russian energy and logistics targets. Aimed at weakening Moscow's war efforts, local Russian authorities say 18 Ukrainian drones were shot down in the area, but no casualties were reported. Emergency crews are now working on this site. Now for this discussion, we're joined by Major General retired Gigi Dwivedi. He's a global strategic defense expert, joins us live from New Delhi. Thank you very much, Major General, for joining us again. Good to see you. Now, what does this targeting of critical energy infrastructure in Russia indicate about Ukraine's evolving military strategy, according to you?
Well, Suma, the war between Ukraine and Russia is on primarily it is through the aerial strikes, either missiles or drones, and both sides are targeting each other's energy installations because these are the key targets. And the Ukrainians also have demonstrated the capability to target Russian installations, especially logistics, which immediately support the forward troops. And this one is case in point, because after all, logistics are very important, and fuel and energy. Without that, you can't fight a war. So both sides are actually targeting, and this late one by Ukraine, of course, demonstrates their capability. And it's not only close vicinity, but Ukraine has also targeted the installation in depth. So therefore, what we can summarize is that this war of aerial warfare, whether it is drones or missiles, is on, and the targets are largely those which impact the conduct of the battle. And fuel installations, logistic installations are very vital because primarily you cannot fight without the logistic support. And now, in this phase of war, which is basically meat grinder war, not much progress is being made on the ground by the troops. It is the installations or logistics which are being targeted, and this one is the case in point, Asuma.
And Major General, might this force Russia to divert resources away from the front lines to protect domestic infrastructure? What do you think will be Russia's move?
Well, first and foremost, the infrastructure is dual use. It is used by the civilians, also used by the military. Definitely, this imposes a caution because you have to then move your logistic installation into the rear, out of the range of immediate drones or short-range missiles. So that means that you have to rebuild your logistic installation. And logistics are, again, in 2 or 3 tiers. One logistic installation support immediate battles, and then you have the intermediate or depth logistics installation, which actually supplement the logistic installation forward. So primarily, then you will have to move your logistics outside the immediate drone threat, and that will mean that there will be kind of a gap between the forward troops and logistics. Well, this will have to be catered for because, after all, your forward logistics, if they are slightly detached from the frontline troops, then your logistics supply chain becomes elongated and tedious. Asuma.
Yes, thank you very much, Major General, for sharing that insight. Thank you very much. Now we move on to Asia. Thai court sacks Prime Minister